I'll be speaking on Jesus took it. Jesus took it. Now, we must understand that the same Jesus who is our Savior is also our healer. Don't be deceived. The same Jesus who is also our Savior is our healer. There are certain things that Jesus took. So, because He took it, you should not have it. Because He took it, you should not experience it. Because He took it, you should not taste it. Because He took it, you should not see it. For instance, sickness and diseases has been taken by God. If you believe God does not want sinners, you must also believe that God does not want sickness. Because Jesus died to take away both sin and sickness. Now, this is the point. Anytime you see sickness, anytime you see diseases, please note it is not from God. God will never test you with sickness. God is not glorified when you have diseases in your body. God is not glorified when you are sick. Sickness and diseases are not from God. God will not even tempt you with those two things. So anytime you see sickness and diseases, please note the devil is behind it. The Bible says all things work together for good to them that love God and to them that are called according to His purpose. There was a time Jesus was moving with His disciples, and they saw a man who has been blind from his mother's womb, and the disciple asked, "Who sinned?" But Jesus said, "Well, this is for the glory of God." Somebody will read that and say, "Well, that's it. So sometimes we can be sick so that God will be glorified." No. When Jesus said this is for the glory of God, what He was saying is, though this started with the devil was responsible for his blindness, but now God will turn the table around in such a way that all the glory will come to Him. Are you there? What you must understand about the devil is the devil knows how to start up a chemical reaction and he doesn't know how to control it. So the devil can make you barren. Are you there? The devil can bring cancer to you. The devil can give you ulcer. The devil can make you sick because he wants to kill you, because he doesn't want you to serve God. But at the long run, as you begin to submit to God, God can now turn that situation around for your good. That is when God takes the glory. But God does not take glory when you are sick. Are you there? If sickness is the will of God, then it means that doctors are sinners because they are trying to get you healed. That means they are trying to make you go against the will of God. If sicknesses and diseases are the will of God, then Jesus is disobedient to God, because when Jesus came, He healed the sick. If sicknesses and diseases are the will of God, then it will mean that the command of God in the book, towards the end of Matthew, when He said, "Go you to the world, preach the gospel, heal the sick," that means God was teaching us to be disobedient. That means Jesus was teaching us to be disobedient to God, who was His Father. Can you see that? If sickness and diseases are the will of God, then it means that hospitals are sin centers, hospitals are shrines, because going there you get healed from your sicknesses. If sicknesses and diseases are the will of God, it means that you know drugs are actually sinful, because if you take them you will be healed. So sicknesses and diseases are not the will of God. Anytime you see sickness, fight it. It's not the will of God. Anytime you see diseases, fight it. It's not the will of God. I see people say, my ulcer, my eye pain. It's not your own. Jesus took it. You are not supposed to see it. Jesus took it. You are not supposed to have it. How can you have cancer in your body? What Jesus had taken. So because Jesus took it, you should not have it. Because Jesus took it, you should not experience it. Because Jesus took it, you should not confess it. Don't say, "I am." No, no, no. Don't confess it to yourself. Are you getting what I'm saying? Another thing I want us to understand is this. As a child of God, we can face tribulations. We can face persecutions. Are you there? Those ones can be the will of God because of our decision to stand for the faith. But sickness and diseases is not part. God, Jesus died to take away sickness and diseases, but he did not take away persecutions. Persecutions is not the same thing as sicknesses and diseases. For instance, if you choose to stand for Jesus where you are working, you may be sacked. Those are part of persecutions. There are people that are being beaten because they